There are many ways of playing Magic the Gathering, and Modern is one of the more popular formats to do so.
It's a 60-card 1v1 format where you can play any card printed since 2003.
That's a lot of powerful cards.
We've had our subscribers vote for one deck to champion every year of Modern's history.
And then we had a team of competitive Magic players to play all of the decks through 4 rounds of Swiss.
And finally we have it. The top 8 of what could easily be the most powerful decks in one of Magic's most powerful formats.
We will bring you each of the single elimination rounds, and after 7 videos, we will be able to crown one as the best deck ever.
Dodge?
Carl?
I'm playing the oldest deck in this tournament, and you're playing the newest deck in this tournament.
What a matchup.
The first year of Modern
Against the last year of
current,
Modern?
yes. Would you like to high roll?
Let's see who prevails. 7. 8.
8! Oh no.
That cannot be bad in Modern, I heard.
Good luck.
Have fun. In the semifinals, we're playing the deck that won the last Modern Pro Tour and should be a big favorite overall, Rakdos Scam. And the way the deck works is you play those elementals that evoke and you get them back by cards like Undying Malice. Unfortunately, our starting hand does not have those elementals, but we do have those Undying Malices and we can use them with Voidwalker in combination with Thoughtseize. So my hand is really great. We have a Ragavan, Dowdy Voidwalker and a Thoughtseize, so this is basically an easy. I will keep this hand.
I have a tough decision. So this is our semifinals match, and if we win this, we make it to the finals, but we have a tough opponent. Scam is the most recent deck in this tournament. Our starting hand, we're gonna keep it. And it's gonna look weird because it doesn't do anything. It's a bunch of lands and some ramp spells, but this deck, Croudpost, is meant to pump out huge creatures. You have Emrakul, you have Ulamog, you have Primeval Titan, you have Terastodon, and we can do it really quickly because our lands allow us to tap for sometimes up to 15 mana on turn 4. But I think I will keep this hand as well.
I will not look at your hand now, but
no.
maybe later just to see if you did
Is this a
something.
Ragavan? Oh no, it's the Marsh Flats.
It's a Marsh Fletch that was sacrificed to deal, well, lose 1 life and then an extra 2 by getting a Blood Crypt untapped.
It is a Ragavan.
It is the Ragavan
Not so bad. Would you like to give that a read for the next 10 minutes?
for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, it'll take a while.
So for the simple price of 1 red mana, I get a 2/1 that also has dash. And when it deals damage to you, yes you, I will get a treasure and I will get the top card of your library, able to be cast for this turn only.
May I go? I will draw.
Maybe I hit all the cloud posts.
Maybe you do. At least you won't hit this one. I'll play a Croudpost. It's a tap land, it's a locust, and it enters tap. But when I tap it, I add 1 for every locust. I'll pass it to you.
Untap, draw. You know, somehow that Ragavan is one of the best cards of all time. I've never really got to play with it. But now...
Is this the first time you connect with a Ragavan?
No, but maybe it's lower.
You'll say it's pretty good.
2 digits, yeah, alright.
It's a high you'll be chasing your whole life.
And it triggers.
You get a treasure, and if that weren't enough, you get to cast a Primeval Titan if you want.
Unfortunately, yes, I cannot cast that in this turn. So I will play a Swamp and tap 2 black to play a Doughty Voidwalker, which has Shadow, so it can only be blocked or block creatures with Shadow, which is basically unblockable.
Yeah.
If a card will be put in your graveyard from anywhere, it gets exiled with a Void counter, and for sacrificing and cast anything for no mana that has a Void counter. So if you somehow would get rid of an Emrakul or something, go ahead.
I will draw. Normally, the optimal play would be to play Explore here, because I get to play some of my non-basic lands into play and ramp up to the Ulamog in my hand. But Thoralf has a Ragavan that'll generate him more mana, and right now, with the Doughty Voidwalker on the board, we die to grief. So, we need to just prevent him from ramping or getting to a hard cast grief. So we're gonna play the Sakura Tribe Elder because at least it blocks. I will take 1 damage from this Verdict Catacomb, go to 17. I will only be taking 1 since I'll get a Forest. And then, I will play a juicy target for your Orcish Bowmasters. I'll play a Sakura Tribe Elder.
It's kind of hard to get a Tribe Elder with an actual Bowmaster. I will cast Thoughtseize on you. Carl?
I will show you 4 lands.
I will not take those.
And Explore.
I will hopefully not take those.
And the land.
Wait, let me think about it. I will just take the Uno. I know you're far away, but I just don't want you to cast it in the future. Oh.
Yes, it does.
So I lose 2.
Yes. Oh, that'll be relevant this game.
I will cast an Undying Malice.
Because it's completely necessary right now.
This doesn't do anything on its own. Until end of turn, target creature, this one, gains, when this creature dies, return to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control with a +1/+1 counter. Right now, there's no effect. But I'm using its sacrifice ability now, which makes me choose an exile card, this one, and I can play it this turn without casting its mana cost. Since it goes to the graveyard, it comes back tapped. All right, and then we cast Ulamog. When I cast the spell, which is convenient because I actually do cast it, I destroy only 1 permanent, so it's not the new Ulamog. So we'll destroy a forest or the card the deck is named after.
12 Sakura, it's a great deck.
Yes,
Okay.
I think I want you to sacrifice the
block.
tribal. Anyone? Yes.
I'll sacrifice this to go get a forest.
Yeah.
I'll get a forest.
That tribal is exiled now. With
Yes.
in case I want to cast the tribe elder.
So is the Cloudpost.
But I will play another fetch land, and it's your turn. Good game. Good game.
Good game, Todd.
Good game.
I'll play an Explorer, I'll draw, I will play a Glimmer Post and another Glimmer Post. I will gain 3 life. Let's just see how it plays out. I wonder what I'll get to play next turn.
It's anybody's game. All right, untap, draw. So we'll attack. I will trigger Annihilator 4. No, only 4 permanents, not your whole.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
You will get a treasure.
I'll get a treasure, and you take 16 damage. And for my last trick,
You cast an amulet as your before last trick.
I will cast an amulet, and then I will fetch 4 Blood Crypt that untaps.
Oh!
And then, just to be sure you don't do any shenanigans, we'll grief you.
Okay, no, we're done. We're done. It's kind of a theme of this tournament that my sideboard is outdated for most of my opponents. My cards are just too old and they're aiming for a metagame that no longer exists. I will want these 3 dismembers though, because Thoralf's game plan is often to just hit me down with a beater. Maybe he'll discard 2 cards with a grief. Eventually, I would like to dismember it. So we're gonna bring 3 of those in because we do need the removal to keep our life total high. And we're gonna side out 3 Greenstones in it. Now the card's really good, but it serves 2 purposes in this deck. Purpose number 1, it goes to get Dryad's Arbor. Now Dryad Arbor is terrible against a deck that has Orcish Bowmasters. Purpose number 2 is later on, you can get Primeval Titan, but in this case, I would like the Dismembers over sometimes going to get the Primeval Titan. We are also going to side out 1 Scape Shift because it's not always good if he discards from our hand, and we're going to replace it with an Oracle and Will Dia because if that survives, that does help us get a lot of land.
For sideboarding, we don't change too much. Obviously, we don't really need Fatal Push as there's nothing to hit. Even the Tribe Elder is kind of bad because it can be sacked. And then the slower cards, I think, are also not beneficiary because we want to win the game quickly. So we board out 2 Fatal Pushes, 1 of the Fable of the Mirror Breakers, and 1 Croxa to bring in 2 Shieldreds. Maybe they can close the game when we dealt a lot of damage, and also 2 Blood Moon, because let's be honest, Blood Moon is the perfect card against a deck that tries to win over non-basic lands. So with all the disruption from hand and battlefield, I feel very good about the matchup for now.
I really don't want the most recent deck to beat the oldest deck in this tournament.
New is always better.
You're not hardcasting Emeralds.
Oh, no, definitely not with this hand. This hand is really bad. We only have lands, Voidwalker, and 2 Undying Malices. There's not even a discard effect. We have to ship that, no questions asked.
I will keep mine. Now, if Thoralf doesn't have any discard, this hand is incredible. If he has a Thoughtseize or something, it's okay. We have a lot of our powerful lands. We're going to ramp anyways. The top of our library with this deck is juicy with powerful threats. So even if he does have the discard, I'm sure we can draw something good.
Okay, let's try 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 6. On the other hand, this one is great because we do have the turn 1 Evoke plus Undying Malice, and then we have Blood Moon as a backup. Unfortunately, we have to bottom 1 in the lands to keep all of the other cards, but we have a lot of draw steps to draw 1, so it's basically everything I hope for on the mulligan.
How does it feel to discard a card?
Doesn't feel good.
No, it doesn't, eh?
I will bottom this.
I'm gonna play, as you said earlier, this deck is not called 12 Tribe Builders. I'll play a Cloudpost.
Yep, that's a good start.
I'll pass the turn.
I will draw this card specifically. I will play Black Croudpost untapped, which doesn't even cost me life. I will float a black. I won't tell you why now, but then I will evoke green.
Oh, a little suspicious.
And show me your hand, please.
Yeah, I have no effects. You get either a Primeval Titan, Escape Shift, or I get the impression.
Why not both?
Yeah.
So Feign Death it. That means it will die and come back with a counter tapped. And I will take both cards. And then you have only lands?
Yeah. Oh, that's okay. That's what my deck does. I will draw. I will play a Vesuva. If a land that enters tap, as another land. I will choose to copy this Croudpost.
I draw a card.
Yes, go ahead.
I will attack for 4.
Go to 16.
And I will play a Blood Crypt untapped.
Ooh.
Oh. I made a mistake. I can't even cast anything this turn. Sometimes I just...
Silly, Thoralf.
Silly, yeah.
I will draw. I'll play a Glimmer Post.
Oh, God. Okay.
I will gain 3 life, and I'll pass the turn.
At the end of your turn.
Oh, did you just see something in your hand that you could play, Thoralf?
Oh, I'm lucky. I mistakenly did this. I will cast August Bowmaster, which deals 1 damage to you and gives me an army.
I go to 14.
You go to...
Because I will dismember this grief. Target creature gets -5/-5 until end of turn. It just so happens that it costs 2 black or 4 life.
Alright, yeah. It dies, and you have 7 mana.
Yes.
Attack for 2.
I'll take 2. I'll go to 12.
I need a land. I will get a swamp.
Oh no!
No more mana.
Oh, Thoralf.
Nice mountains you have there. You just went from 7 to 3?
I just went from 7 to 3 mana. Yeah.
Go.
That Blood Moon is really annoying, but if he doesn't discard anything afterwards, I do have a Through the Breach in hand, which will allow me to cheat a creature in for 1 turn, which is fine because this deck is full. It's this high density of really strong targets. Terracodon would put me a bunch of 3/3s into play. Ulamog, Emrakul would win me the game. Primeval Titan would ramp me. So as long as I draw a creature, I think we're good nonetheless. I will untap. I will draw. I will play a mountain.
Cool.
Thank you. Pass the turn.
So you changed your deck name from Croudpost 12 post to
4 mountain.
I enjoy this state. Draw. Well, we'll attack for 2.
I go to 10.
Go to 10. I'll play a Polluted Delta, which is a mountain. I'm good with this. You go.
You currently don't have 2 black.
No, I do not.
And you have 1 card in hand.
It is.
And you have 4, 5, 6, 7 permanents on board. I will draw a card.
Why are you counting?
I'll play a forest. I will tap 1 green and 4 red. I'll play a Through the Breach. I put a creature card from my hand into play. That creature gains haste. I sacrifice it at the end of my next turn. Would you like to take a guess?
Sakura Tribe Elder?
9 more mana than that. I'll put an Ulamog into play.
Okay. That is mildly uncomfortable.
And Emrakul would have been better. But I will still take the strength for 10 in the face. There's a trigger on this deck.
Now that Ulamog is attacking me, I have a big decision to make. Obviously, I want to keep the Blood Moon because that's protecting me from dying instantly. But I have 6 other permanents, so I kind of have to see in which relation I want to keep the lands and the spells. And the most likely is either keeping 2 lands or 2 creatures to close the game, which does take 5 turns. But I don't really have anything in my hand, so I kind of have to hope that the 2 creatures lead the way to victory. And maybe I draw something I can cast, but also draw lands instead, so I would have lands anyway. So I think it's very close, but it's better to keep the 2 creatures, even though it looks really bad to sacrifice all of my lands.
All your lands! You think your 5-turn clock is gonna get you there?
You're laughing now. I go to 7.
Commander damage.
Yeah.
This is dead.
Yeah.
I will shuffle it back into my library.
Go. I've made jokes about your empty board state, but now I feel a little bit
Now I have more permanents than you do.
naked. Why didn't I keep the lands?
Was it a Thoughtseize?
No.
I'll go to 8.
Okay, go.
I will draw.
I will press spacebar until you die.
I will play a blocker or a trade. I will also play this forest.
All right, draw. Would you trade?
Would you? You can choose not to attack if you're too afraid of the trade.
Ooh, I wonder if it's worth it to evoke the Fury here to deal with the Tribe Elder. Even though Carl can sack it to get a basic land, we would get some damage through. But I think the tiebreaker is that I do not want to exile the Ragavan. I think this is better, but I don't like that the Tribe Elder is actually trading for my creatures. I will attack you.
I will offer the trade.
You don't want a basic?
No, I want to reduce your clock by half. I'll take 1. I go to 7. We are currently evenly matched.
I have a 1/1.
If I draw another Sakura Tri-Builder, we both do. I will untap.
Just draw a land. Draw your forest.
I will draw.
All your Croudpost.
I will tap 6. No, I won't. I lied. Pass the turn.
It's little orc army against the world. All right, I'm gonna attack. You go to 6.
No.
What do you mean no?
I will.
Through the breach for blocking?
Pay 3 and cast a beast with it. I will target my Verdict Catacombs.
Oh, you think
Yeah.
you're smart, eh? Oh god, that's problematic.
I can find a beast. It's an elephant. I'll put a 3/3 elephant into play. And I will block. Because I need a clock.
One more?
Are you in shock?
Ah, very good. Okay. Yes, then you remain at 7. And this is very... Oh, card. You know that when you play a game of Magic and just everything is unfortunate?
Did you draw land?
I did.
Your only permanent is a Blood Moon, may I remind you.
Carl really got me here with the Beast with him, and I could remove the Beast token with my Fury, but then I can't cast Ragavan. This is a huge decision because if I don't use Fury, I have to draw a red card next turn, but I can cast Ragavan, but I'm also only on 7, so I can't take that many hits. It's really close, but I think I cannot just rely on drawing something when I exile my Ragavan to the Fury, so I hope I play Ragavan, draw a red card, and then I go from there, even though it's really close getting attacked by the Beast token. I actually did draw a mountain.
You did this to yourself.
I guess
Higher
it wasn't
ambitions.
really necessary. Oh, you would have cast Ulamog. Okay, it was kind of necessary. Okay, and I will use the mountain for Ragavan.
Ooh. I will draw. Ooh, does this mean I can't attack? Despite the race, you make mana, and that's what you're stuck on. I will let this explorer decide. I will draw an extra card. I can play an additional land this turn.
Is it an additional land? No, it doesn't look
I will attack.
I will not block and go to 4.
You go to 4.
Ah,
I'll play a Sakura Tri-Builder.
tense. Oh. Is it
It's a blocker!
It's the Trade Elder again? Oh, if I draw any red card, that's gonna be so juicy. I'll evoke Fury.
No! Yeah.
Go it.
4. I will fetch in response. This will die.
Yes. Oh yeah, thin your library for the Ragavan.
I will get a tap force.
I'll hit you with my Ragavan.
I go to 5. Would you like to cast my Terastodon?
I'm a little bit off. Okay, I will get a treasure.
I will untap. I will draw. It's not a good card. I will play a Dryad Arbor. But it's not a bad card.
You drew a
Hear
mouse.
me out, Thoralf.
Wait, this is actually broke. It is a mountain, but it's a 1/1.
It's a 1/1 mountain.
It is a 1/1 mountain.
It's your turn.
That's just so sick. I will draw. I will play a mountain. Yeah, in case I draw a Ragavan, I actually have to attack. Yeah, I'm gonna try it with your measly retreat.
I will trade.
That is terrible. Yes,
With your Ragavan.
go.
Really? You have 1 card in hand.
It does not cost red
It-
or red.
It's a Grief or a Dothy Voidwalker. If I draw a Titan, I can play it.
Just don't. Draw another tribe. I think that would be the closest that is cool. Did you draw that? No.
Okay, so I could wait an extra turn to play a Titan with this, but I think my chances are better if I cast a Green Sun's Zenith, which is a sorcery. And in this case, I pay 4. I search my library for a green creature card with converted mana cost X or less, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle my library.
And you have something for 4? Thrun?
That would be pretty good right now. An Oracle of Moldiah. I may play an additional land of each of my turns, and I play with the top card of my library revealed. I may play the top card of my library if it's a land.
This is so close.
This is 2-turn clock. I will shuffle the Green Sun Zenith into my library. I shall reveal the top card of my library.
No, just ignore it. Oh god.
Not so bad.
I will draw. Oh god, I was such a genius.
You were such a genius. Did you draw another Ragavan?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I will dash the Ragavan.
Dashed.
Yeah, eat it.
That's a cool play.
Thank you.
Because if I don't block, I don't get a Prime Time.
You have to block. I mean, you still get a time.
It just so happens that now I get a Prime Time.
But if I draw a Terminator,
the top card is no longer revealed.
maybe it's not a Titan anymore. That would be so cool. You would be impressed. Yes, I still pass the turn.
I will play a Titan.
did not work.
It did not work. No, it would have been really cool. I'll put 2 lands onto the battlefield. It'll be a forest and a mountain. I'll pass the turn.
Carl, I think I've reached the end of the road for this game.
It's
your
looking
turn.
Grim. I'll untap, I'll draw, I'll attack for 6.
Fury.
I'll play another prime time.
Okay.
That's fine.
Right.
Let's go. One of us will go into the... What happens if you play yourself in the finals?
I'll run very quickly back and forth.
You'll literally play yourself.
I don't know. I mean, we haven't planned for that, so.
If you make it to the finals, Yemen and I will pilot
Together?
one of the decks against you.
Ooh, okay. This is iffy. Yes, we do have a turn 1 Fury, and it's a 4/4 double striker, and we have a backup Voidwalker. But is that enough? Like, we don't have any disruption then. We have to exile the Blood Moon, and we don't have Thoughtseizes or Grief or anything. Even if we draw Grief, we can't really... I don't know. You have to trust in the heart of the cards, I guess. It is 8 damage each turn, so Carl unfortunately won't take damage from a fetch then, otherwise it would be 19 damage on turn 3. But is dying fairly quickly. He doesn't play many removal spells, but I think that's what you sign up for, right? Sometimes you just have to pray in the Fury Gods and hope they're on your side instead of theirs. So Carl, we gotta put everything in one basket, because let's be honest, one basket is the point where you should have everything in. Not many baskets, one really easy to carry, and hope that is enough to win.
What's it looking like?
Oh God. How good is your hand?
You'll find out after you make your decision. His hand is 59 converted mana cost. And I don't expect that the top is playing Hypergenesis, so we are going to have to ship this one.
Yeah, but it's kind of important that you might tell me how good your hand is.
It's amazing.
Ugh, that sounds like it's actually bad.
This
If I...
is the best hand I'll ever keep with this deck. These 7 cards are my destiny.
No, you actually sound real. If I keep this hand, which is, to be honest, very gambly, and I lose...
You would lose to this hand.
What?
My hand is Garbaggio.
That makes my hand much better.
Hopefully, this will be better. I heard your hand's pretty risky. This hand is fine. Thoralf is saying his hand is pretty risky, so he probably has the grief into bringing it back. At which point my 2 non-land permanents are probably gone, but it's okay. I have double green. I have some good lands. I don't want to go down to 5. I'll keep. I will bottom this and do your best.
I will play Blackleaf Cliffs.
Yes.
I will tap it for black, and I will evoke a Fury with my Blood Moon.
Thoralf, I have bad news. This won't end well. Wait, why did you tap?
I will cast a Feign Death on my Fury, and then it will deal 4 damage to itself. So it dies. But it comes back.
Yay!
Tapped.
You know what? That's pretty scary.
This is all I have. Go.
I'm gonna play Forest. And an Amulet of Vision. I don't know if my hand is good enough to beat 3-turn clock. Go.
I hope this is all I have. Alright, attack for 8.
I go to 12.
I will fetch. I will get a Blood Crypt, untapped, and use them for 2 black to cast a Void Evoker.
I will draw.
You will untap a
Wow,
lot.
that worked perfectly. I'm not gonna complain.
It really does not sound like complaining.
I'm gonna play Croudpost, tapped, but due to my Amulet of Vigor, it's gonna come untapped. I'll pay 2, and I will play a Fury blocker.
Yeah.
That's 1 extra turn.
It is. Untap, draw. Alright, well, we have only one way to go.
I will block.
Yes, that
In
happens.
response,
Yep.
I will sacrifice this. Yes, you get to cast it if you want.
Mine.
For a forest,
Yeah.
it just so happens the forest comes into play
Untap.
untapped. I take 3.
Yes.
I go to 9. Wow.
And I will cast a Void Evoker. And I will play a Takenuma, and it's here.
This is such a tough spot because I have 2 paths open in front of me, and it really depends on the top of my library, and I really wish I could see it. Because currently I'm dead on board if Thoralf swings back. Now I have 1 open mana, and I can dismember that Fury, which is pretty solid because it kills the Fury, but I do take 6 afterwards, which would leave me dead, but I have a Glimmer Post in hand. And if I play it, I go down to 1 after those 2 Dathi attacks if Thoralf doesn't have a Ragavan in hand. So that's option number 1. But that's really good if I draw a creature. Because then I have the escape shift. Any creature I draw mostly just wins me the game here. And I have such a high creature density in this deck. There's 4 Emeralds, there's Ulamog, there's Terastodon, I have a playset of Primeval Titans. There's just such a high density of draws that get me here that are a creature that just, with that amount of mana, win me the game. But if it's a land, I'm gonna need another draw. At which point, the Dismember play is better, but it's worse if I have a creature. So let's just do it and hope he doesn't have a Regavan and hope I have a creature on the top of my library. It's so tough playing when the stakes are high because I don't know if this is the right decision. I'm gonna take 4.
Oh! So you go to 5.
Yes.
I like it.
And I'm going to Dismember your Fury.
Okay. Fury is dead. Dismember gets into the Void Pipe.
Yes. You may get to play it if you want.
Huh. Crazy. Okay.
I have a lot of draws. Luckily, this deck top decks really.
I hope you have only one draw. The last one.
Yes, I have 1 draw. If it's a creature, it's good.
Show me, homie.
You know what? I'll flip it because I think if it's a creature, I win.
Okay.
Potentially.
Emrakul.
Did you do that?
I don't even. You have 3 mana. What do you want to do?
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to. So there's a few very specific play patterns you do with this deck where you scale the mana.
Right click concede.
What I'm going to do here is I'm going to play Vesufa, copying Cloudpost. It will untap. It will untap. Okay. So I currently can tap for 6, which I will. I will keep 2 floating and play Escape Shift. I'm confident. I know what we're doing.
Oh no!
I will sacrifice.
Wait. That's not necessary.
4 lands.
Okay.
No, you get them.
And Escape Shift.
And the Escape Shift. Here you go. You get everything. It's okay. I won't need it anymore. I will get 3 Cloudposts and a Glimmer Post.
And you have 2 mana.
And I have 2 mana floating. My lands will untap. First, I will gain 4 life. I will tap for 13.
So you have 13 plus 2 mana.
Which one is the Emrakul?
This one?
No. He was so good at tutoring to the top. I will cast an Emrakul, the Eon's Torn.
The good part is, I'm not dead.
It's a 15/15. Flying
right,
legendary creature, Eldrazi.
You don't through the breach and cast it.
Emrakul, the Eon's Torn can't be countered. When you cast Emrakul, take an extra turn after this one. Don't mind if I do. Flying, protection from colored spells, Annihilator 6 when it's put into a graveyard from anywhere. Its owner shuffles her into his or her library. I will pass a turn.
Yes.
My turn.
Your turn.
I will play a Glimmer Post, gain 5. I will attack for 15.
I take 15, I go to 2.
There's a trigger before.
The trigger. 1. Yes, this is my board.
How does it feel?
Not good, Kyle.
Not pass the turn.
Yes. Good game.
Good games.
That was impressive. I did not think that was so much.
Carl? Yes, Thoralf.
I have to give it, that was very impressive.
It's not me, it's the heart of the cards. Well, see, but that's what's cool about this deck. It's just ramp and huge threats. And since you have such a huge threat density, most of the time you are going to top deck good stuff.
You had 3 lands. I didn't know you could go from 3 to 15 in 1 turn.
Yeah, it's also about the math, putting yourself in positions where you can jump from X mana to X mana.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. You know what? I am happy that I beat Scam because I feel like people aren't a big fan of the newest deck just mopping the tournament. Next week, though, it's you and me.
That's the finals.
Eldrazi.
The last one. The ultimate fight. Who becomes the top modern deck of all time, basically?
Is it the small Eldrazi or the big Eldrazi? Let's find out.